It's 2 in the morning. The house is quiet. The lights are off. And someone is searching for answers to a question they've never said out loud before. Is this abuse? Why am I always afraid? Is there somewhere I can go? At Fort Bend Women's Center, we see these moments more often than people realize. Not the moment someone asks for help, the moment before that, the search. I'm Josh Brown, CEO of Fort Bend Women's Center. Our center provides shelter, safety, resources, and support to survivors of domestic violence and their families. But today I'm not thinking about the calls you receive during the day. I'm thinking about the quiet ones that begin long before a phone ever rings. Because many survivors don't start by asking someone for help. They start by asking Google. And it often happens in the middle of the night, when the house finally gets quiet, when the tension of the day settles, when someone has just a few minutes to themselves. They lower the brightness on their phone, they keep the volume low, and they begin searching. Sometimes the search looks simple. How do I know if a relationship is unhealthy? Sometimes it's heavier. How do I leave safely? Is there a shelter near me? And sometimes the question is even harder than that. Is it my fault? Those questions might seem small, but they're not. Because that moment, when someone allows themselves to wonder if something isn't right, can be the very first step toward change. Before a call, before a plan, before anyone else knows, there's a moment of quiet courage, a search bar, a question, and the possibility that life could be different. Over the years, I've met survivors who told me their journey didn't begin with leaving. It began with learning, reading articles late at night, listening to stories that sounded a little too familiar, slowly realizing that what they were feeling had a name, that what they were experiencing was real, and that they were not alone. And here's the important part. You don't have to decide everything tonight. You don't have to fix your entire situation tonight. Just allowing yourself to look for answers is movement. And movement is powerful. We often talk about big turning points in life. But what real change rarely starts with something dramatic. It starts quietly. A question typed into a search bar, a moment of honesty with yourself, a realization that your story deserves safety, respect, and peace. Those moments might feel small, but they're not small to us. They're the beginning of something stronger. So if you're someone listening tonight, searching, wondering, trying to make sense of what you're feeling, know this: you are not weak for asking questions. You are not alone for wondering if things could be different. And you do not have to figure everything out tonight. But the courage it takes to look for answers, well, that matters. Because today's small wins build the foundation for a stronger tomorrow. And sometimes the very first small win is simply searching for the truth. So wherever you are tonight, whether you're listening out of curiosity, concern for someone you love, or because you're quietly searching yourself, recognize that moment. Every step toward understanding, every honest question, every quiet search in the dark, that's movement. And movement is power.